Ndị be anyị ekelekwanụ m unu. Asị m ka nke echiri ya zelu. Dịka o si dị, ya bụkwa Eastern News 24 ka anyị si were wetara unu ya bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasịta maka ihe na-eme n'obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya na gbasịta maka nwere onwe nke ndị Igbo na-azọ. Dịka o si dị, ife anyị na-akpọkwa ya bụ evening tea ka jikwa onye mmanụ ya bụ programụ nke anyị wetara unu ụbọchị nke taa na uhuruchi taa. Bụ na nke bụ ụbọchị izi gị na-esoro anyị na-eme na Eastern News 24 kabalụ ka subscribe and turn on your notification ka that miss any of our update dịka anyị na-drop ya n'iru akwụkwọ na Eastern News 24. Gịnị nwanne anyị kwuru ya na ihe bụ cross brokers from nwanne anyị nwoke gịnị kwuru n'ife o were ịgwa anyị n'ụbọchị nke taa. Unu ga-esi ya bụ ife unu dropụrụ anyị kọmentị unu n'iru akwụkwọ ifu nche gbasịta maka ihe ndị a niile nwanne anyị nwoke dọgasị aka dị iche iche n'iru akwụkwọ. All right, over to you, sir.
These 3 words. Nigerians, we are no more. Southeasterners and the Southerners, we cannot become. And Biafrans, we must be. What are the declaration of the 2nd December meant to achieve? At least it is no longer a question of uncertainty. It is no longer a question of whether we are unsure. But I believe the message of the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra on the 2nd of December 2024 has penetrated even to the bone marrow of the enemies. So the question and the big question is, what do we intend to achieve? They have mocked us that we are in exile. But what the truth that they are not telling themselves is that we are not only in exile. We are actually more in the homeland than what we are in exile. The truth, there are few.
You heard what our Prime Minister said, but do you know that some people today are still telling us that we are in exile? Some people today, even people who claim to be working with Master Samuel today, they prefer to say that they are in exile. They even deassociate themselves from being on the ground. You know, sometimes it is good. We pay back, we pay attention to words. We go back and listen to things that were said in the past for us to understand and know those who are truly following.
The truth that they are not telling themselves is that we are not only in exile. We are actually more in the homeland than what we are in exile. The truth they refuse to tell, which they continue to deceive themselves, is that every blessed Monday in Biafra land, we demonstrate that we are not just in exile. We also control the homeland. The truth they have not told you is that whenever we issue any declaration on either civil disobedience or the forceful lockdown of the Nigeria state institution in Biafra land, like we have declared from the 28th day of this August to the 26th of September, those who call us government, those who say we are in exile, will start crying. They will start all manner of propaganda, panicking, sending military terrorists in our land to try to, see whether we can change our mind, thinking that by killing our people, the pressure will, force us to change our mind. These are the things that they are not telling those gullible, idiot criminals in Nigeria that are believing in one Nigeria just because they have found themselves in a safe haven where they can commit crimes, international crimes and cyber crimes, and they will be bragging in their various communities for making money through crime. So they lie to themselves that, oh, don't listen to him, they are just in exile. Yet, each time we make any pronouncement, it becomes a problem to them. So the big question is, what do we intend to achieve from the 2nd of December? My supporters in the United States, Biafrans in the United States, we have at least two objectives. We want to achieve two things from this 2nd of December declaration. These two things are the delegitimization of the Nigeria state within Biafra land and the legitimization of Biafra government within Biafra land and beyond. Our declaration will cover all grievances against Nigeria, the injustices against Biafra people by the Nigeria state, the harms suffered by the Biafra people within Nigeria. This has a standard way of delegitimizing Nigeria as an existing state and, of course, legitimizing Biafra as a new independent state. These grievances, the Biafra government have constituted a committee called the Declaration Drafting Committee that is putting and penning down every grievances we have against Nigeria. And there is the latest one, which is the student loan. Many of you have seen in the news that they have approved a student loan from every geopolitical zone, but they excluded Southeast, part of Biafra. That is technically accepting partially the declaration that is coming on 2nd of December. They are already telling us to go. But what they have refused to understand is that they don't define our map. We define our map. It is not them. They are still using the colonial mentality of giving them the demography, changing the demography for them. This is 21st century, where the people are wise and we know our boundaries. We know our land. You don't tell us where our land is and come from Yoruba land to tell us where your boundary ends, or come from the Fulani Caliphate to tell us where your boundary end, our boundary end. No, that was then. During the time of Usman Danfodio and during the time of Babangida, where you use your military degree to do whatever you want. This time around, it is not going to work like that. We know our boundary. Our boundary has been defined by the Biafra government. Our states and institutions has also been put in place by the Biafra government. So our declaration is going to state very clearly the grievances we have against Nigeria, why Biafra has come to become a remedy. Now, I use instances always, making references to the United States. Just as in the 1776 of the U.S. Declaration, when they become a new state, then they presented this particular new state of the United States as the only remedy, the listed grievances for them to declare the independence of the United States. Biafra will be presented to the world as the only remedy to the insecurity that Nigeria has created in quest to bring the Islamization of Nigeria and, of course, that turn Nigeria into Islamic State. We are going to present Biafra government as a remedy to the United States, to the West, and to every other world power that cares to know. Part of the grievances will be the killings by the terrorists and the high-level corruption and political crisis that Nigeria has found itself today without any solution. Since the last election, which the European Union condemned, which the United Nations condemned, which the America condemned, and faulted everything that has to do with the result of the last election. Yet, they are recognizing the criminal who called himself Tinubu as the president. Because Nigerians are stupid. Nobody rise up against, because everybody have been captured and enslaved with terrorism. If you do, they kill you, they assassinate you. That's why many of them are bragging. Whenever we talk, they say, Samanaka, come to Nigeria so we believe you. Do you know why? Because they think that we are going to be as stupid as those people that have killed in the past. Kensaro Wiwa, should we start mentioning them? Anybody that rise up to challenge the impunity of the Nigerian state, the terrorist state, they eliminate the person. What is the other name? The Yoruba man, Gani Fawemi or whatever it's called. He was assassinated. These are people who think they can make changes within the Nigeria state. It's impossible. Even this criminal called Tinubu, he ran away. He would have been killed by the military administration then, because he thought that he can have any political movement, to change whatever he want to change then, before he came back to become the governor. He ran away to exile, and probably France, because I know he has a very good relationship with people in France. Now, just like the United States, we are going to present Biafra after 2nd of December as the only remedy to the political crisis in Nigeria today. We will present Biafra as the only remedy to the upsurge of terrorists in the Sahel. I am telling you, nobody will see what we are doing.
This is what we are supposed to be busy doing today. And this is what the government of Mazi Simon Ekpa under Dr. Ngozi Orebeze is doing. Presenting Biafra as the only remedy to save the people in that zoological republic. The only remedy to save the world. The only remedy to save West Africa. The only remedy to save Africa. This is what we are supposed to be doing today, as stated by our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, and that is what Dr. Ngozi Orebeze is following. That is why she has delegated assignments to different offices of the world. The Foreign Affairs Secretary is already sending messages and letters to everywhere. She has included also visiting those who have recognized us in the past, presenting Biafra as the only remedy to save life and properties of people in that contraption called Nigeria, as stated by our Prime Minister, as we have put in our grievances. But unfortunately, some people are trying to distract her from that job. They are trying to distract her up to the extent of hacking her own email account. That is how desperate they are. It is sad. But that will not stop us. The enemies went to the extent of hacking her own email, hacking the email of the European rep, hack the email of our Prime Minister, in order to truncate this very thing that Mazi Simon Ekpa said, presenting Biafra as a remedy to the United Nations, to the United States, to other countries of the world. A remedy to save humanity in the zoo. A remedy for peace, security, and lawfulness. Let's hear him.
Today, as a government in exile, and don't give us that particular opportunity. We have proven beyond reasonable doubt that as Nigeria as a failed state, the only remedy that will save the life of people and also save the interests of the West, because no matter how you want to say it, we still have to protect the interests of the West, which goes a very long way in making sure that our society still remain in a sane, we still remain in a sane society.
Absolutely.
Both in conflict-wise, insecurity-wise, national security, and what have you. So, Nigeria no longer function as a law-governed state, capable of resolving its current political and economic crisis. My people of Biafra, our declaration in December is providing a remedy, providing alternative to the Biafra people and to the world, and to those who have business interests in the area, in Sahel region, and in Nigeria as a whole, because this is going to affect them positively. So, Nigeria have found itself in a situation where they have become incapacitated. They are not capable of resolving every crisis that they are facing today. So the state is already a failed state. So what are we going to do in December 2nd? Our declaration will offer solution. And like I said, remedy to the economic crisis, to the insecurity, to the upsurge of terrorism, and what have you. And we believe that those who supported Nigeria to commit genocide against Biafrans in the 60s must be very ashamed of themselves today.
Absolutely.
Though we can see that many of them who are very corrupt, I am talking about those in America, for example, like, some of them we have seen removing Nigeria from the list of, special interest of a state that have committed crime against Christians, for example. Those who remove Nigeria without investigation, they are struggling very hard, trying not to look stupid by their continuous support for the Nigeria, even when they knew that Nigeria is already a failed state. The more they try to revive Nigeria, following their fake diplomatic ties, and the more Nigeria will continue to fail them. So, my people, there is no two ways about it. This time around, we have come to outsmart the nomadic system of Nigeria. And of course, our aim and objective is to bring and restore true democracy in Biafra land, which will affect the entire region. After December 2nd, we will move to the next level, which I call
listing the next level where we are today. I want you to pay attention. Everyone that is watching this program, listen to what our Prime Minister said, the next level. Listen exactly where our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebweze, is taking us to. Listen carefully. When we say that the template has been there from A to Z, this is it. Listen. The next level after the declaration of the independent state of the United States of Biafra, the next level.
The phase 2 of the Biafra liberation, which this phase 2 will see the establishment and the activation of the state institution within Biafra land, which is already functional as I speak. That will take over the Nigeria state functions, will take over the functions of other institutions from the Nigeria state, and that is the part of the delegitimization of Nigeria. And by announcing the United States of Biafra commitment to several international sanctioned principles, policies, and international recognized organization that Nigeria never had, we are going to make sure we approach every international organization that Nigeria has violated their treaties with impunity, providing Biafra to them and presenting Biafra as a remedy and alternative.
Exactly
what we have done so far, we have been able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you can't forge any document in Biafra and present it anywhere. We have eliminated the possibility to forge documents, unlike the runners and all the criminals in Yoruba land are doing. That's what they do. They make a living.
That is why some group today, because they know they cannot forge any documents against the United States of Biafra, they went and hacked the email of our Deputy Prime Minister. They went and hacked her email, hacked the email of the European rep, hacked the email of our Prime Minister in order to get their hand on documents. But at Chukwuka will have it. The Biafran government is on top of the game. And letters have been submitted, the place they are supposed to submit, all the places that the office of the Prime Minister is supposed to submit letters on behalf of us, just as Prime Minister have said, they have been done and it's still ongoing.
By forgery. So my people in the United States, for those who are very, very unsure of what will happen after December 2nd, I am telling you now, giving you a hint. Our declaration of independence or declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra will be expected to legitimize the Biafra government in the eye of other non-terrorist states. This is going to take a very long time, and it requires many diplomatic approach, political
approach. That is what is going on as we speak. Our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebweze, spoke about this very thing on her last broadcast. So when I tell you, it only takes you to look at the template of the person on top, to look at what she's bringing forward, you will understand that she's sitting on the template of Mazi Simon Ekpa. There is nothing she's doing on her own. It is the template, just as she said. Mazi Simon Ekpa have put everything in place from A to Z. It is only opening the page one after the other. All you need to do as a Biafra is to pay attention to her. Follow up. Every page that is opened, we support it, we promote it, and we speak about it. That is what we are supposed to be doing. Not bashing her, not talking down on her, not attacking her office. All we need to do is to encourage that office as much as we can and to make sure that our voice is heard across the world and we get the recognition that we deserve.
Approach. And of course, it also requires commitment from the Biafra government, which I believe we are not shaking from that end. In turn, we will be expected to recognize Biafra, and we don't care how long this will take. This kind of legitimization of Biafra state will be culminated in the quest or in our request or appeal to other states and international organizations to recognize the independence of Biafra. Our grievances that we expected to be listed on the declaration document has been drafted or has been drafted by our committee on the declaration of the declaration drafting committee will include the grievance declaration, the institutionalizing declaration, and the commitment declaration. I want you all in the United States to listen to this. Very, very important. We are going to have 3 major grievances in our declaration document. And so, if you don't know what we are doing, we are fighting Nigeria academically, we are fighting Nigeria with brain, we are fighting Nigeria physically, and we are fighting Nigeria with gun. So let me repeat it again. I said, the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra will cover 3 major grievances. One is grievances declaration, institutionalizing declaration, and the commitment declaration. And this different declaration will be elaborated during the time of our convention in Finland. So when you come to Finland, you're going to have first-hand information, and you are going to read the history, be part of the history, and stay where the history is happening. So that you will not say they told you, or you will not say you watch it from the social media. No, you are going to be there. Those who are privileged to come to Finland, you will be there to witness this thing yourself, how it is done. So, and then after that, you know, when I made a video the other day to explain to Biafrans, who will be expecting that immediately after the declaration, the police will disappear from Biafra, no, the military will disappear. Of course, most of them use it to do propaganda, which doesn't move us. Because the thing is...
Exactly. All these things we explained before now, because some people are still asking, oh, there is still police everywhere. There is still... You heard our Prime Minister explain it beforehand. And I played this video over and over. But still, up to today, some people are still confused. Everything is a process, one at a time. It's a gradual process before they will all leave our land, and we...
That they don't know what we are doing, they don't have the information, and they will never have the information. And even if they do, they will never support Biafra. I would not expect everybody to support Biafra. Like I've said previously, even this Finland, when they voted 88 over 100, you know how many that voted for Finland Declaration of Independence. So what I'm trying to say is that the United States, those Biafrans in the United States, all of you must understand that the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra in December is going to come with a heavy Edwakanono. Edwakanono to the enemies, both the outside and within. And so we are going to be taking a little step forward,
both outside and within,
to the Edwakanono that is happening presently. It is a must.
It is happening.
So those who think that Simon Ekpa is laughing at them or laughing with them, my brother, don't look at this laugh and this face. I have always warned,
it is happening.
If you follow this face, you'll be deceived. I am not here with a clean eye, fighting for Biafra, fighting against Nigeria Islamic State, fighting against the terrorist state of Nigeria, Ejira Anyoma, and Osa Nigeria. Don't look this face, it will deceive you. I want to assure you that in the coming weeks on this lockdown of Nigeria institution is going to be a litmus test.
My fellow Biafrans, I just played this to refresh our memories for us to know where we are coming from. Every single thing that the Deputy Prime Minister is doing today is in order, following the laid down foundation by our Prime Minister, Mazi Salman Aba. The only thing that the Deputy Prime Minister is doing today is to open the pages for us, one after the other, because she is on top of the authority. She was there when the plan was made. And if you think that our Prime Minister is not communicating with his office, you are a joker. You are deceiving yourself. Finland is not Nigeria. Finland is not Africa. If you think that information are not coming across to the right person, the Deputy Prime Minister, from our Prime Minister, you are a joker. Wait, in a few days' time, you will know the mistakes you have made. In a few days' time, you will realize if you have made mistake or if you have made the right choice. Our Prime Minister for a long time have talked about mental toughness. Mental toughness. The time came, many fell aside. But I bet you, there is no stopping. I appreciate everyone that participated on this program. I am going to stop here. Later in the day, I am going to have a program in Linda TV show by, I think it's going to be by 2 p.m. to be precise. 2 p.m. I'm going to be in Linda TV show. I want you to join us here. We're going to have a program there. We have a lot of programs to attend today, so I can't go more than this. I have to stop the program here so that I can prepare myself for other programs that are coming. So I'm going to be on Linda TV show by 2 p.m. by the grace of Chukwu. So please try and join us on Linda TV show for that program and also help to share it across. Wherever you are, stay focused. Don't get distracted. Remember, we have fundraising today. Come to that fundraising. This is the last fundraising for the year. The last fundraising for the year. Come to that fundraising. Everybody must be on that fundraising. Come and do Christmas for the United States of Biafra. Come and celebrate Christmas for the United States of Biafra. It is time. Come there and give your Christmas gifts to the United States of Biafra. The newborn baby. The newborn baby. That baby needs milk. He needs water. Today is the last day that fundraising is going to be done for the year. Until next year. Every one of us must be there. Informations are going to come. Things are going to happen on that fundraising. Don't miss it. Don't say you're not told. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every one of us. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to guide and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, the COS interim, Dr. Ngozi Orabweze. We pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will continue to guide and protect her, secure her. We pray for our Prime Minister, Mazi Salman Eba, for guidance, protections, and provision. We pray also for our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for divine strength, healing. We pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will continue to lead us wherever we go until we get to our destination. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafran shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi.
And by the Cosidi, Unanugono, Yawana Woke, Kudunidwa Kukwa. Also the Kibiabo, the Kino Yabi Fe. Ki wali ku bastamaka yabi ifenda nine olutagasiaka di teacher bastamaka kayabo iyese adana obadai na nimia anaka yabi fesi adana ndedanya nkai na akpo Eastern Region. Kifi wali ku na ya drop all your own comment, your own contribution on the comment section below. Daludi ne numunnem chetekwa ozo ne ya bukwa Eastern News 24 ka sikwa wene weterunya bonu kwozi di okempa kemesia numunnem.